Hi friends, I'm going to be reading chapter 17. School ended over an hour ago, and I'm still sitting on the front steps watching cars race by in a blur. People drove fast in Florida, but they didn't drive this fast, and they didn't honk this much either. I told you I'm walking as fast as I can. Nina appears in the doorway of the school, and Andrew is only a step behind her. She doesn't look as shy this time. In fact, she looks annoyed. There's something about Nina that reminds me a little of Rachel. It definitely isn't her hair or skin. Maybe it's the way she walks or the way she talks. Something nice, though, and despite the fact that she's still shooting lasers at Andrew with her eyes, I smile. Hey yourself. Mr. Bossy Pants here dragged me out of film club. It only happens once a week, on Wednesdays, and Andrew here walked in right in the middle of it. Nina punctuates the last few words with a jab to his ribs, and he winces. I'm sorry, I just needed to talk to you, and he knew where to find you. I say, suddenly feeling more guilty than worried. Maybe I shouldn't have bothered her with this. No, it's fine. We were discussing the Watcher in the Woods. I've seen that a million times anyway. She mumbles this last part. I can already feel her closing up on me again. I need to get her talking quick or I'll lose her. Have you ever heard of somewhere called Graceland? Nina's eyes pop wide, and for a moment her jaws slack. Graceland? Why? I shoot a nervous glance at Andrew, and he circles a hand in the air like I should keep going. Come on, spit it out, Tessa. I didn't really get torn to shreds pulling her out of film club for nothing. Inhaling, I continue. Remember how I told you there's something going on in my house? Nina nods, and the three of us take a seat on the steps. She shoves her backpack behind us and leans in closer to me. I'm confused. How could the things going on in your house have anything to do with Graceland? I toss my hands in the air. I don't know what in the heck Graceland is, so how can I answer that? Isn't that where Elvis lived? Andrew pipes up. Shh! Nina hisses and looks around. I can't be certain, but I think it's to make sure no one is listening. Snatching up her backpack and unzipping it, Nina begins digging around for something. When her hands reappear, there's a book in them, The Ghosts of Chicago. Oh my gosh, is Graceland a building? Did my parents buy a haunted house called Graceland? I begin to panic, wondering if this might be why my dad kept saying our house was a steal. If someone died there, they'd probably lower the price, right? Nina waves me off. No. Graceland is a cemetery just north of Wrigley Field. It's one of the two cemeteries that took the bodies they dug up and relocated from Lincoln Park. Cemetery? I think about this and a sudden chill washes over me. Nina is in some kind of crazy excited mode where she's talking a million miles a minute, but I can't really focus. I just keep hearing that one word over and over again. Cemetery. Whatever ghost is trapped in my house is sending me a message that has something to do with Graceland Cemetery. But why is it trying to reach me? Watching Nina chatter away, I suddenly realize something about her. She seems so quiet, so timid when she isn't talking about ghosts. But the minute something paranormal comes up, boom, Nina starts talking. Maybe that's what reminds me of Rachel. Her sudden bursts of excitement. Nina's excitement isn't about soccer like Rachel's was, but about ghosts and graveyards and bodies lost underneath the ground. It might be odd, but it's familiar and I can't help but like it. Do you understand? Nina finishes, and I realize I didn't hear a word she was just said. She wasn't listening. Andrew groans. How do you know that? I ask. He snorts and exchanges a look with Nina. When she's tuning you out, she gets that spacey look in her eyes. I saw her do it at the park while she was drawing. You were spying on me? I playfully drop both hands to my hips and wait for his answer. I thought Andrew went home with his dad that day. He even told me he did. Now I find out he was probably crouched out in the bush or something watching me. Not spying. I just watched for a minute, from a distance. Andrew looks uncomfortable as he fidgets with the edges of his jersey. You look so happy and I wanted to come see what you were drawing, but yeah, you had to go. But not before you spied on me. I fight the urge to smile. I really don't like my privacy invaded, but I'm discovering that it's hard to actually be angry with Andrew, especially when the sun is lighting up his ocean eyes. It wasn't spying, Andrew yells out. Just then the door to the school opens and Cassidy walks out. She's wearing skinny jeans and a black jacket, making her blue streak stand out even more. Cass, Andrew shouts, catching her attention. You gotta go home? She glances at me hesitantly. Not until 4:30, why? Sweet, we're gonna hang out here for a little while. Maybe you could stay? For the first time since I met her, something other than a frown settles on Cassidy's face. It's not quite a smile, but she doesn't look like she just swallowed a toad either. Finally, shrugging her backpack off her shoulders, she sets it on the ground. Yeah, I think I can do that. Awesome, pull up a step. Andrew sweeps his arms out over the stairs. I stare at the ground and suddenly understanding what it means to feel like a third wheel. Andrew is so happy that Cassidy is staying, but all I can think about is how I'm going to survive the next hour with her around. Maybe she is actually a nice person. Maybe she can be super fun to be around. Maybe there are tons of reasons why Andrew, Nina, and Richie hang out with her. But if any of that is true, Cassidy has a lot of work to do for me to believe it. Sitting down, Cassidy pulls her knees up to her chest. So, what are we going to do? There isn't time to bowl or anything like that, but we could go to Yo'Berry. Actually, we're going to help Tessa not be the star of the next Paranormal Activity movie. Andrew chuckles. Got any suggestions? Cassie's shoulders stiffen. Help Tessa, she repeats. Her house is haunted, Nina says matter-of-factly. She's digging through a book, marking different pages with bright orange post-it notes. Clue number 1 is Graceland Cemetery. Of course, Cass quips. I forgot about her haunted house. She looks from Andrew to Nina, then finally to me. Her blue eyes are icy, angry as she gathers her backpack up off the steps. You know, I think I do have to go home. Sorry, orthodontist appointment. Andrew scoffs. Orthodontist? What are you talking about? You don't even have braces. Well, I might someday, and I want to be prepared, she responds, staring at Andrew pointedly. I notice that she doesn't sound guilty this time. She sounds mad. Nina flips her book closed. I half expect her to shrink back, fade into the bushes, rather than facing Cassidy's anger, but she doesn't. Instead, she slowly shakes her head. What is that? Cassidy demands. Why are you shaking your head at me like that? Because you're kind of throwing a fit, Nina retorts. Cassidy's mouth goes slack. Nina clears her throat, her expression softening. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It's just that you're acting so what? Cassidy asks. So un-Cassidy. Where is this crazy hyena laugh of yours? Where are all the fun new lipstick samples? Where are all your cool stories about the cities you visited and the wristbands you've bought? Nina pauses, her pale face growing more worried by the second. Where is Cassidy? Hyena laugh, lipstick samples, cool stories? Holy cow, I have a great imagination, but those things don't match up with Cassidy I know at all. Tell us what's going on, Nina begs. Please. Cassidy takes a deep breath, looking pained. For a minute, I think she might finally volunteer something, but then her eyes jump back to me again. No, I'm going home. Okay, friends, so maybe write your predictions on why you think Cassidy does not like Tessa so much, or what happened to Cassidy that makes her change like this. Till tomorrow.